Now, there's something else I want to go into now, and that is stats. And you know, when you do an overview of everything, you always have to do stats. And we're gonna go over total offense, yards per game, and you got alright. This is gonna be obvious, okay? New England Patriots with 411.2, the Green Bay Packers with 370.7, the Dallas Cowboys 365.7, the New Orleans Saints with 361.2, and the Indianapolis Colts with 358.7. Now, the only team in that whole entire list that isn't in the playoffs is the New Orleans Saints. And then passing yards per game, you got the Patriots with 295.7 yards, Packers with 270.9, Saints with 269.6, Cowboys with 256.6, the Arizona Cardinals with 254.1. Again, the Cardinals and the Saints both did not make the playoffs, and you know, but they put up some passing yards, especially the Cardinals. Kurt Warner came in and stepped it up. And rushing yards per game, you got the Minnesota Vikings with 164.6, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars with 149.4, Pittsburgh Steelers with 135.5, New York Giants with 134.2, and the Tennessee Titans with 131.8. Now, you know, the Jaguars, the Steelers, the Giants, and the Titans all made the playoffs, but the team who had the most yards per game rushing was the Vikings. Why? Because of Adrian Peterson. That guy is amazing. Rookie and everything, and he just stepped it up great. And you know what? As much as I don't like the Vikings because, you know, I'm a Green Bay fan, obviously, I have to give props to the guy, even though we injured him. That was kind of that. Alright. So, now, you know, you look at total defense, okay? And the best defense in the league, hands down, Pittsburgh Steelers, even though towards the end they started letting up a lot of rushing yards. But total defense yards per game allowed, Pittsburgh Steelers at 266.4 yards allowed per game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 278.4, the Colts with 279.7, the Patriots with 288.3, and then the Titans with 291.6. Now, then you got your passing yards per game allowed. The Bucks with 170.5, Colts with 172.8, the Steelers with 176.5, Miami Dolphins with 188.7, and the Kansas City Chiefs with 188.9. Now, the last two teams on there, I find this interesting actually. The Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs both, well, sucked obviously this year, and yet they allowed very few yards passing against them, and I find this very interesting. So their defenses weren't bad, but the offense could not score for both teams. And rushing yards per game allowed, you got the Vikings at 74.1, the Baltimore Ravens at 29.2, the Steelers at 89.9, the Washington Redskins at 91.2, and then the Titans at 92.4. Again, well, actually, you know, the team that sucks there, Baltimore Ravens, only allowed 79.2. Come on, 79.2 yards. Holy shit. Come on, how did they... Obviously, teams passed it on them, and that's how they beat them, which showed when Pittsburgh played them the first time around. So, that's that. And then when you go to individual stats, okay, you got passing yards. You got Tom Brady at the top of the list, obviously, with 4,806 yards. That man should not have that many yards. How could people let this man just throw all over them? Oh, it's simple, because they... obviously expect the pass, but nobody can seem to guard Randy Moss, which pisses me off. Then you got Drew Brees, Saints, 4,423 yards. That's nuts. Then you got Tony Romo with 4,211, Brett Favre with 4,155, then Carson Palmer with 4,131. Receiving yards, you got Reggie Wayne with 1,510. Peyton Manning obviously had a favorite target. Randy Moss with 1,493. Yeah, it's Tom Brady's favorite target, but Tom Brady threw it out a lot. And obviously, 1,493 or 4,806 yards, that's nothing. Chad Johnson with 1,440 yards. Larry Fitzgerald with 1,409 yards. And Terrell Owens with 1,355. Rushing yards, okay? LaDainian Tomlinson, you know what? At first, at the beginning of the season, I was like, well, LaDainian Tomlinson, that's the man. He's a great running back. Whatever. You know? And then as the season progressed, they're like, oh crap, what the hell is LaDainian Tomlinson doing? Nothing. And he ends up being the rushing leader at the end of the 2007 season with 1,474 yards. And then you got Adrian Peterson in second with 1,341, and Brian Westbrook from the Eagles with 1,333 yards. And then Willie Parker, who's now on injury reserve for the Steelers, 1,316 yards. And Jamal Lewis for the Browns, 1,304 yards. Now, defense, you got tackles. Patrick Willis from the 49ers, 1,740 yards, 174 tackles. DJ Williams from Denver with 141 tackles. Jonathan Benson from Carolina with 140. Ernie Sims from Detroit with 134. And Nick Barnett from Green Bay with 131. And sacks, you got Jared Allen from the Chiefs with 15.5. Patrick Kearney from Seattle with 14.5. DeMarcus Ware from Dallas with 14. Mario Williams from Houston with 14. And OCU Minoru from the Giants with 13. Interceptions, you got Antonio Cromartie from San Diego from 10. That guy was amazing this year. Especially that one-handed interception. That was great. And then you got O.J. Ottawa, who's from the Rams, with 8. Then Ed Reed from Baltimore with 7. Marcus Trufant from Seattle with 7. And Leigh Bowden from Cleveland with 6. And, you know, these very interesting stats, to say the least. And, you know, that's that. I'm going to end my episode with my playoff predictions from Wild Card to Super Bowl. So, I know what you're all thinking. You know what? You're probably right. First, I'm going to start with the AFC, okay? The AFC Wild Card, Saturday game, Jaguars at Steelers. Now, based off of what happened during the last time they met in Week 15, the Jacksonville Jaguars destroyed the Steelers at first, and the Steelers started coming back at night. And this game happens to be at 8 o'clock. So, I don't know, that's a toss-up, but I still give it to the Jaguars. So the Jaguars, I say, are going to win that one. And then Sunday's matchup, Titans at Chargers, definitely Chargers, hands down. I don't care if the Titans are seemingly on a roll. Well, Vince Young's kind of hurt, and he also lost his star receiver just recently. So I see the Chargers, who are definitely on a winning streak, taking that one. And then you go to the AFC divisional round, Jaguars at Patriots, because that's what's going to happen. The Jaguars at Patriots, obviously. And then you got the Chargers at the Colts. I think the Chargers can take the Colts. So I think the Colts are gone. And then you got the AFC Championship, okay? You get the Chargers at the Patriots. Patriots. Okay, so the Patriots are going to Super Bowl 42. And the NFC side, the NFC Wild Card, Saturday's game, Redskins at Seahawks. I pick Redskins all the way. Why? Because the Redskins are on a roll. And Sunday's game, the Giants at Bucks. You got the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are definitely going to take the Giants in that one. The Giants are not as good as people think they are. Eli Manning is way too inconsistent. In the NFC divisional round, you got the Bucks at the Packers. I say the Packers will beat the Bucks. Bucks aren't that good of a team. They're good enough to beat the Giants, but not the Packers. And then you get the Redskins at the Cowboys. Well, as we can see from last Sunday, the Redskins can handle the Cowboys even with Tony Romo in there. I don't care if Terrell Owens is back. Tony Romo and Terrell Owens are not going to be able to walk all over the Redskins, because even before the first game between the Redskins and the Cowboys, the Redskins almost beat the Cowboys. But this time there's a difference. There isn't going to be a Jason Campbell. It's going to be a different quarterback, a good quarterback. In the NFC Championship, we got the Redskins at the Packers, and, well, like as I said before about, the Bucks, the Redskins are a good enough team to beat the Seattle Seahawks and the Cowboys, but not a good enough team to beat the Packers. I'm sorry, it might seem biased to you, but this is how I think, and this is just truthfully based off of what I know. And I'm going off of stats and going off of the way the teams have been playing towards the end of the season and whatnot. So I say the Packers take the Redskins in that one. So it's going to be a Packers-Patriots Super Bowl. Super Bowl 42, Packers versus Patriots. And I say the Packers are going to beat the Patriots, because the Patriots may have their perfect season, but they are not going to be like the 1972 Dolphins. They will not win the Super Bowl. And the MVP will be Brett Favre. This has been Mike's NFL Corner, and I thank you for watching, and I'll be looking forward to the next time that I make an episode. Thank you. Bye.
Listen up, turn it up and rock it